Hey, Tracy Nelson here. Welcome to my channel, Creation Adventures and Outdoor Education. And I've been hunting this morning, and so I'm doing a series on taking a deer from the field or from the forest to the table, or from the field to the table, and just kind of going down step by step of field dressing the deer. And then I've got a couple of short videos on skinning. And then after that, I show deboning the deer as it's hanging. And what I've got a deer hanging here, and today we're gonna be doing one on field dressing. Okay, the Lord blessed me with this nice fat doe this morning, and I'm gonna show you how to field dress one while it's hanging up today. Okay, now normally I'll field dress a deer, drop the guts in the woods. But today I thought, well, I'm gonna do a video, an instructional video, because this is what I know. A lot of guys are not field dressing the deer. They're taking them to the processor with the gut still in them, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong, good or bad. I'm just saying, the guys at the processors now, some of them are getting $30 to field dress a deer. And I can, in the woods, usually it takes me less than 5 minutes to field dress a deer, and it's all about learning the skill. So for the young guys out there that might be watching me, deer hunting for a lot of people has become a very hands-off process, where they're just, basically it's passive hunting. They're just sitting a lot of times in a really nice, comfortable shooting house, and the deer comes by, shoot it, and they don't have to really do anything but maybe drag it out of the field, load it in the truck, load it side by side, and then take it to the processor. And I'm for and what I would like to see, and I would encourage you to make it a very hands-on process, where you not only... All right, I'm back. So the mail lady came up while I was in the middle of this. And so what I'm saying is, to me, and I've said this before, and I don't expect everybody to be like me, but the whole experience is what makes the deer hunt. Taking the deer, well, I do the scouting, preparation, all the stuff that goes along with getting ready for deer season. And then when I go in the woods, I'm ready to harvest deer. And then when I harvest them, I'm ready to go through the process of getting this deer to the table, to the freezer. And it's going to be the best tasting, best prepared, best taken care of venison that I can do. All right. And I encourage you to do the same thing. So I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope you get a lot out of it, because I'm not very entertaining. Now, I don't film a lot of my hunts, and this is why. I'm doing a lot of ground hunting, and a lot of times I'm stalking or still hunting, and there's just not a lot of wiggle room to sit around and try to film. And I could wear an action camera, but it only picks up out there about 25, 30 yards. It picks up, that's about as far as it'll pick up. And so I could be, like today, I shot this deer about 50 or 60 yards. I don't think it would ever picked it up. And so, and so here's another thing too. I'm not really into the entertainment business. I'm into the how-to learning and providing educational stuff. That's what my channel's about. If you want to watch entertainment stuff, there's a lot of guys doing hunting videos. And I might film some hunts, later on in the season if I get time, but my main goal is to get the deer. I need to get some venison, and so when it comes to filming, a lot of times you get distracted with the filming, and you end up blowing the hunt. I'm not going to do that. So let's get this started. Enough talk. All right, so I've got a doe hanging up, and it's going to be a little different for a buck, but I want to really make sure that you can see what I'm doing here. Get close enough, maybe even zoomed in a little bit. Here we go. All right, so this is the way that I do one that's hanging already from the gamble, okay? And so you got two openings on this dough. And what I'm gonna do, notice the knife, that's one of those utility Murphy blade utility knives, Murphy knives, that I have converted into a hunting knife, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut around both openings. You can go ahead and take you and start pulling these openings. So I've got my fingers in the openings. All right, and as simple as that, I've cut around these openings. And what you're going to have is a lot of fat right here where these two openings come through the pelvic area. All right, so what I'm going to do, because here again, you want to make sure that you're taking care of this thing as much as you can. I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to free this thing up from. I'm going to free these two openings, the intestine up, and this other thing up. And then I'm going to tie them off. Why would you tie them off? Well, I don't want to contaminate my meat with any urine or feces, so I'm going to tie those things off. Simple as that. See how? And then I'm going to just take my hand and free up as far as I can reach in there. Free up. Simple as that. I'm going to take my knife, remember going from the inside out, and I'm going to turn it around this way now. Well, I hope you can see that. Tell you what, I can come up a little bit. All right, I think that's going to be good. All right, now I'm just going to cut from the inside out. Now there's the milk sac, but this deer looks like it's dry. I don't see it swollen with milk. Now here's where you got to be careful and not penetrate the paunch area and get into the gut. And so what you can do, and I'll go ahead and do that, I've got one of these, we call them zippers, but I think they're what called a Wyoming knife. And this is a wonderful thing to use. Make sure you don't get into the guts, okay? Now, I still haven't got the lining cut yet, and there's a reason for that. What I like to do first is this. This makes it a lot easier for me, and I'm going to jack it up here and show you. Because usually people struggle getting through this rib cage. All right, and so if I go ahead and rip this right here and start pulling these guts, then I've still got that rib cage to deal with. My guts are going to be laying all over me. So what I like to do, by the way, that's my scent control called Nose Jammer. I don't know if you ever used it, but I've had really good success with Nose Jammer. Nose Jammer. All right. Is you go in here and figure out where that, okay, my rib cage starts right here. Right in here. And instead of dulling my knife, that rib cage, I'll typically take these loppers and you just, simple as everything, you can just go right down through the brisket as far as you need to go. And then when you come up this way, you just want to make sure you don't get into the guts. I can take my little zipper knife. Are y'all watching that? All right, see, I've got the guts opened. I mean the rib cage opened up. And now I'm just going to come up through here with my zipper knife. Might need a little, take this little, I've opened it up. Now, remember, now I can reach up in here and just take my finger and loosen that, all that up that I've already done. There's my, see, I tied that off. You see that urine that came out, but it didn't get on my meat. And now it's just a matter of letting this gravity take hold. On the back, see what I'm doing? Just trim that up. Cut it loose. Now, that cost you $30. I took my time because I'm trying to do the video. That cost you $30 at the processor. What'd it take me? 5 minutes, and that's doing the video. I would say that it's worth, to me, I mean, this is my 5th deer of the year. Like I told you in other videos, I'd go broke if I was paying somebody to do all this work for me. Now, you did see some urine right there. What I'll do real quick is I'm going to wash that out and just go ahead and get that washed out good. Good and clean. When you drop the guts, it also gets this thing start cooling down, gets your deer meat cooling down already, get the carcass. All right, I'm ready to skin now. So thanks for joining me. Look for not only the skinning, I mean the field dressing, but look for the skinning 1 and 2. And like I said, look for the deboning, and maybe 2 of those also. And then I go into cutting it up into chunks for ground meat. The only thing I don't have, hadn't made a video on, is when I go ahead and grind the meat and make cube steak or something like that. But other than that, you ought to be set to get your deer processed from the forest to the table, so you can enjoy this wonderful creature that God has given us for food. Not only is it fun to hunt, it's just really good to eat too. Hallelujah, praise His name. All right, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and feel free to comment, ask questions, reach out to me. By the way, one of the best places to do your deer scouting is at the skinning shed. And what we'll do here in a minute, I'll make a quick video on looking at this deer's stomach and talk to you a little bit about deer biology, okay, and how you can determine deer movement based on the contents of that stomach. So for your next hunt, you can be ready to go to a place where there's going to be some deer activity based on the stomach contents. All right, have a good day.